This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news. The headlines first. Car accident in Bhutan kills 8 people. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal expresses sadness. Finance Minister Dr. Prakash Chandra Mahat says budget for coming fiscal year has presented minute and objective analysis of existing economic challenges. Meteorological Forecasting Division urges all in central and western areas in the Tarai Belt to observe precautionary measures against heat wave. And militia attack on camp for displaced people in Congo kills more than 50 civilians. Now the news in detail. 8 people have been killed in a car accident in Bhutan district. According to the District Police Office Bhutan, the car met with an accident yesterday at the Sorgadwari Pingri Road section, killing 8 people who were returning after worshipping the Sorgadwari temple. It is reported that the car veered off the road and fell down some 50 meters below. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has expressed his deepest condolences to the bereaved family and relatives of those who died in the road accident in Bhutan. Prime Minister Dahal paid tributes to the 8 people who died in the accident and extended condolences to the bereaved families. The House of Representatives yesterday passed a proposal tabled before the House of Representatives meeting seeking passage of the Appropriation Bill 2023. Minister for Finance Dr. Prakash Chandra Mahat had tabled the motion in the second meeting of the House of Representatives yesterday. Following the House of Representatives' approval to the motion, House of Representatives Speaker Devraj Khimere informed the House that the ministry-wise discussions on the annual budget will continue from June 15 to 27. Prior to it, Minister for Finance Dr. Mahat responded to the concerns raised by the House of Representatives members on the upcoming year's budget and said that the budget was formulated to uplift living standards of the citizens, create employment and promote industrial environment in the country. He said that the budget had been allocated in healthcare, education, infrastructure development to maintain law and order as well as good governance. He added that the size of the foreign and international debts, the existing scenario of revenue collection, consequences of COVID-19, and the impact of Russia-Ukraine war were taken into account while preparing the budget. The Legislation Management Committee of the National Assembly has approved the draft report on Nepal University Bill with amendments. The draft report prepared by the committee secretariat was approved by yesterday's meeting. The report will be presented in the upcoming meeting of the National Assembly. The Finance Committee under the House of Representatives is set to seek response from the Securities Board of Nepal on the process of issuing license for a new stock exchange and brokers. Santosh Chalise, who chairs the committee as the senior-most member, said yesterday's meeting of the Finance Committee decided to call the board for a deliberation on the issue and seek its response. Minister for Education, Science and Technology Ashok Kumar Rai has said the government has forwarded the process to bring the Higher Secondary Education Act and the University Umbrella Act. Speaking during a meeting of the Education, Health and Information Technology Committee under the Parliament yesterday, Minister Rai said the University Umbrella Act was aimed at providing students with their right to study in a safe environment by eliminating political activities in the universities. Lawmakers in the meeting called for bringing the Federal Education Act at the earliest. The Meteorological Forecasting Division has urged all in the central and western areas in the Tarai Belt to observe precautionary measures against the heat wave. It said the heat wave would prevail for 4 more days. The division further said an abrupt rise was recorded in the maximum temperatures in the Tarai Belt, while the temperatures exceeded 40 degrees Celsius in recent days, resulting in the heat wave. A majority of the places in Sudur Paschim Province, Lumbini Province and Gandaki Province are still likely to reel under heat wave for 4 more days. The division says the possibility of extreme heat is still there in the Tarai areas of Bagmati Province and western areas of the Madhes Province, though it is likely to drop slightly. A study carried out by the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority has predicted that 1.25 million people are likely to be affected by different disasters-related incidents across the country this year. The study has predicted that the incidence of natural disaster will mostly affect Madhes Province, followed by Kosi Province. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs has stepped up its preparations to put in place mechanisms to tackle devastating disasters this year. Nepal Coffee Entrepreneurs Federation NCEF has announced the upcoming National Coffee Conference and Exhibition 2023 scheduled to take place in the federal capital Kathmandu from June 17 to 20. During a press conference held in Kathmandu yesterday, NCEF shared details about the event, which will be organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supply, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, and the National Tea and Coffee Development Board. The primary objective of the conference and exhibition is to promote the domestic and foreign markets for Nepali coffee. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. More than 40 people have been killed in an attack on a camp for internally displaced persons in northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Al Jazeera cited local authorities as saying the attack on Lala camp early on Monday was carried out by fighters belonging to a coalition of militia groups called the Cooperative for the Development of Congo. The group claims to protect the Lendu community from another ethnic group, the Hema, as well as the government army. Silvio Berlusconi, the Italian former prime minister who overcame various scandals to hold office 4 times, has passed away at the age of 86. He died at the San Raffaele Hospital in Milan. In April, he was treated for a lung infection linked to leukemia. Berlusconi's death leaves a huge void, Italy's defense minister said, with the National Day of Mourning due to take place on Wednesday. The longest-serving prime minister in post-war Italy, he had bounced back from sex scandals and corruption cases. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly to generally cloudy in Kosi Province, Madhes Province, Bagmati Province and Gandaki Province. It will remain partly cloudy to mainly fair in the rest of the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at some places of Kosi Province and hilly regions of Bagmati Province and Gandaki Province. Isolated brief rain or thunder showers are likely to occur at 1 or 2 places of Madhes Province and hilly regions of the rest of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Car accident in Bhutan kills 8 people. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal expresses sadness. Finance Minister Dr. Prakash Sharad Mahat says budget for coming fiscal year has presented minute and objective analysis of existing economic challenges. Meteorological Forecasting Division urges all in central and western areas in the Tarai Belt to observe precautionary measures against heat wave. And militia attack on camp for displaced people in Congo kills more than 40 civilians. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website, www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Also, do check our English news page at www.onlineradionepal.gov.np/English. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.